You ever walk into a room and people just know not to mess with you? Not because you're huge, not because you're scary, but because you carry yourself like someone who's powerful? That's what fighting did for me. And today I'm breaking down the exact training that made people actually fear how I fight, and how you can start building it too. Let's go. When I started, I wasn't powerful. I was just a skinny kid throwing wild punches and getting tired in 1 minute. But then I realized something. Power isn't just muscle, it's training smart. The day I stopped trying to look strong and started training to be strong, everything changed. That's the first lesson. Train smart, not showy. Form over flash. Precision beats bravado. Here's how I built it. 4 parts. Explosive power, real fight conditioning, technique, and mentality. The first thing I built was explosiveness. Before I learned any real technique, before I even stepped into a proper gym, I knew I needed raw power. I wasn't the biggest guy, so I couldn't rely on size. I realized that in a fight, speed is a weapon, and explosive power is the engine behind that speed. It's the difference between a jab that stings and a cross that ends it. So that's where I started. My foundation was built with push-ups, but not the slow, grinding kind. I'm talking about plyometrics. The goal isn't just to push up, it's to explode up with so much force your hands leave the ground. A punch isn't a slow press, it's a violent snap. Clap push-ups train that exact motion, forcing your fast twitch muscle fibers to fire all at once. This directly translates to hand speed. The intent to be explosive is what matters. Then burpees. They're a masterclass in total body coordination. That sequence, from your feet through your core to your upper body, is the same kinetic chain you use to throw a powerful punch. It teaches your body to work as a single unified weapon. I added in box jumps too for that raw lower body launching power. It's all about teaching your body to fire on all cylinders instantly. But power is useless if you gas out. You need an engine that can redline and recover. That's where sprints come in. A fight is a series of explosive bursts, not a marathon. So I trained that way. Short intervals, max effort. Find a quiet street and go all out for 20 seconds, then walk to recover. Repeat until you can. This builds your anaerobic threshold, your ability to perform at peak intensity, again and again. Because true power isn't just about the first punch. It's about being able to throw one strike like a bomb in the final round when your lungs are burning and your arms feel like lead. That's what this training gives you. That one bomb of a strike, it's not magic. It's the explosive practice and the relentless engine combined. And the best part? You don't need a gym. Push-ups, burpees, sprints. Drive from the hips. Breathe out on impact. Build your own engine. I used to gas out in 2 rounds. Now, I can keep pressure while the other guy is dying. Conditioning is your secret weapon. Jump rope, high knees, non-stop shadow boxing. You want the other guy thinking, why is he still coming at me? Train to keep pressure, not to rest between exchanges. Outlast them. Make them pay for every second they hesitate. Short max effort bursts with brief rests. Build fight stamina. When they're tired, your breathing is what wins you rounds. Let's get one thing straight. People aren't afraid of big muscles. That's just intimidation. True fear comes from accuracy. The precision of a fighter who doesn't waste movement, whose every strike is thrown with devastating purpose. That's a different kind of threat. A wild brawler is predictable, but the guy who hits clean, right on the button, the one whose jab snaps out and lands perfectly before you saw it coming, that's the guy who lives in your head, making you second guess everything. This isn't something you're born with. It's forged in repetition. I spent countless hours on the fundamentals, jab, cross, roundhouse. It was monotonous, grueling work, chasing the point where you no longer think, you just. Your real weapons are sharpened in the quiet dedication to the basics. Take the jab. I do 3 rounds of shadow boxing, focusing only on it. For 9 minutes, I'd dissect every component. The push from the back foot, shoulder rotation, the snap and retraction speed. You're building a perfect weapon, piece by piece. Same principle for kicks. Use this progression. Kick the air to perfect your form and balance. Then the heavy bag to apply power and condition your shins. Finally, shadow box again, integrating that kick into fluid combinations, making it a seamless part of your arsenal. Because technique is more than power, it's timing and placement. It's seeing a split-second opening and placing your shot with surgical precision. Power is a tool. Technique is the skill to wield it. That sharpness breaks an opponent. When your strikes are fast and clean, you force them to hesitate. They stop thinking about their offense and start worrying about yours. That hesitation is a crack in their armor. Through that crack, fear creeps in. So practice until hitting clean is automatic. Remember, 100 perfect reps are worth more than 1,000 sloppy ones. Be deliberate. Obsess over the details. That's how you build technique that doesn't just win fights, it inspires fear. And this part? It's the one no one talks about. If you train hard but walk around nervous, no one will fear you. Power is also in your head. When I started fighting calm, controlling my breathing, looking straight into my opponent's eyes, that's when people stopped doubting me. Visualize the moment you don't flinch. Train your head like your body. When you move with control, people sense it. Control the breath, control the pace, control the room. Power is practice. Practice builds presence. I'll never forget the first time someone actually stepped back when we squared up. For years, I was the one who flinched, the one who tried to make himself smaller. I walked around with this constant, low-level hum of anxiety, always anticipating a challenge I knew I couldn't meet. But on this day, something was different. I saw it in his eyes before he even moved. A flicker of doubt, a reassessment. He took a half step back, creating space. And in that space, everything changed for me. It wasn't because I was suddenly bigger. I wasn't. I hadn't magically grown 6 inches or packed on 50 pounds of muscle. The change wasn't purely physical, it was deeper. It was an energy, a presence forged in fire. It was because I had trained so hard and, more importantly, so smart that I knew every tool at my disposal. And in that moment of stillness, he knew it too. He sensed that I had a capacity for controlled violence that he wasn't prepared for. He knew that I could break him if I wanted to. That feeling, it's not arrogance. Arrogance is loud. It's a mask for insecurity. This was the opposite. This was quiet confidence, earned in the solitary hours when the rest of the world was asleep. It's the metallic taste of blood in your mouth during sparring, the burn in your lungs on that last sprint, the ache in your knuckles from hitting the bag. It's the reward for paying a price that most people aren't willing to pay. It's those hours when nobody's watching that build the aura. That's where the real work is done. It's not about posting your workout on social media. It's about the relentless, unglamorous repetition that rewires your very being. This dedication creates an undeniable presence that you carry into every room you enter. And it will show in how people treat you. Not just in a fight, but in life. In the way they listen when you speak. In the physical space they unconsciously give you. It's a non-verbal communication that says you are not to be trifled with, that you respect yourself, and therefore you command their respect in return. It's a stack of skills built layer by layer, explosive training with plyometrics to build that sudden, shocking power, brutal fight conditioning so your gas tank never hits empty, razor-sharp technique drilled 1,000 times until it's pure muscle memory, making you efficient and deadly, and underpinning it all an unshakable mentality. The belief forged in the gym that you can withstand any storm and push through any barrier. Each element supports the others. You don't get there overnight. It's a long, hard road, and there will be days you want to quit. But you get there one session at a time, one drop of sweat at a time. The journey to becoming formidable, to earning that quiet confidence, starts with a single decision. It starts today. So if you want people to respect you, to think twice before messing with you, stop waiting. Explosive training, fight conditioning, sharp technique, unshakable mentality. That's the formula. And trust me, it works. Start today, and soon enough, you won't even have to prove it. They'll just know.